But anyway, the one thing I wanted to talk about the whole television program was Gunther and Ciampa, the match at least for the Intercontinental title. And they actually got to this thing and gave them the entrance, the break, and the introductions only took 7 minutes. So at least they gave them, some time at the end of the program. And I love it. I wrote, it's the first thing in 3 hours I've wanted to see on this thing. And I like Ciampa's work, and he was very aggressive at the open. And obviously, we've talked about Gunther is brilliant. And again, this was the Gunther match and the philosophy with Gunther's in control because he's physically dominant, but Ciampa fights from underneath. But at the same time, once that you're seeing it in front of you, even if he hasn't had a push, you can buy Ciampa with his ripped physique and his look, and his work is so snug as a badass. So they got the people into this at the end, even though I don't know that anybody would say that they were jumping up and down at the beginning like this is going to be the moment that Gunther meets his Waterloo. I guess Napoleon met his Waterloo. I guess, what would Gunther meet?
Napoleon.
The bunker?
Maybe he'll meet Napoleon.
I'd pay a simoleon or two to see that. So
he's a French mole. It's a quick cartoon series we just came up with.
Napoleon, the French mole. Trademark. Anyway, they built it up. They went through a couple of breaks, but by the time they really kicked into it, it was a slobber knocker. And they did the deal where Gunther really worked Ciampa over, but on the floor, they go out, he goes for the big chop, and Ciampa ducks, and Gunther breaks the desktop with the chop and hurts his hand. And Ciampa makes a comeback there. It hits a widow's bell and a 2 count. And then Gunther took back over and they had a few falses back and forth. But they were getting the people with Tommaso's false finishes because they looked so good and they built the match and it made sense. It looked like it might be the fucking finish. And then, they did a rope break where Tommaso got the stretch and cranked it, and Gunther got the ropes, and that was like, oh, from the people. And then they did the chop fight, but with Gunther selling his hand, but having to use his big weapon and doing damage to himself at the same time. Tommaso goes to lift him, but his back gives out. Gunther hits 2 power bombs real quick and gets the sleeper and puts him out. And they, again, a heck of a match, and it elevated Ciampa, at least in the fans' eyes, people that saw that. If they continue this push, then, they can get somewhere with Tommaso. But then Kaiser and Da Vinci roll in, and they attack Tommaso while Gunther is like leaving him to, leaving the bones to his minions. And here comes Johnny Sameface. And Gargano gets in the ring and beats up the heels and clears the ring and has made his triumphant return from wherever the fuck he's been. We ain't missed him. And again, you have this fucking insurance sales looking nerd hit the ring. This microscopic ant of a man with his plaster of Paris facial expression, and he's saving a badass like Tommaso Ciampa. Yes, I know they were affiliated in NXT, and that was a mistake too. Anytime anyone has ever put Johnny Gargano in a fucking wrestling ring, it's been a mistake. And now he's back. And he's not even 10 pounds heavier.
And the fans weren't really that excited to see Johnny Gargano return. They barely care about Ciampa.
And again, this wasn't the NXT audience, which is the only place that Gargano's ever meant anything, because they force-fed him to a select group of the same people every week, and he got responses.
And that may not even be the current NXT audience. That was the NXT audience 4 years ago.
I don't know what audience is there for Johnny Sameface, but I've just thrown that pad of paper far away, but it has to be a limited one. He would look perfect in AEW, and that's not a compliment. Your closing thoughts on the Raw program, my dear Brian.
I like the Judgment Day stuff. I was surprised they did not have Cody come back out at any other point in the show and really do anything. That was really surprising to me, actually. But the Gunther Ciampa stuff...
No, actually, you know what? He did come out and cut a brief promo in the entranceway and then left and said nothing.
I missed that. When was that?
It was earlier in the show.
I didn't even see that.
He said nothing either. It was pointless.
But I thought the not Gargano, the Ciampa Gunther stuff was good. Other than the fact that now we're going to get, I guess, Gunther Stooges against Ciampa and Gargano, which I'm not excited about that. And I like the Judgment Day stuff. The intrigue that's now going from show to show with whatever's going on with the Judgment Day, I like that.
If it could just happen a little bit quicker. Just a little quicker. Like maybe, in every 3-hour Raw would make a good hour TV show. But nevertheless, because here's the thing, things have to be comfortable and they've got to fit, Brian. You can't put a square peg in a round hole, and that's what it feels like whenever Raw is applied to me every week. It feels like a square peg going into my round hole. I want comfort. I want cuddliness. I want things that fit properly. And you can get all these things from our brand new friends and brand new sponsors, the fine folks at Marine Layer. Now, that is not a place to hide submarines, not lair, ladies and gentlemen, Layer, Marine Layer, Layer. They are a fine company based in the San Francisco area that markets and manufactures and sells and possibly even gives them away every once in a while some of the finest and stylish clothes and T-shirts and accessories and things and such of that nature that you will ever find in your little pea-picking dreams. And I've actually gotten some. Have you gotten your box yet?
No, you got it and I didn't. And I was really looking forward to checking out the clothing.
They've sent it to you. It's just because you live out in the wilds out there, it takes a little longer. They got to bring sunshine in on a flatbed truck in your neighborhood.
It's easy to get things to me. I'm not that far from the greater New York area.
Yeah, well, I don't know how great it is, but nevertheless, I got my Marine Layer box, and I'll have you know, I got a few things that I thought the whole family here would be interested in. Even though I don't travel anymore, Stacy on occasion does go home, as we've mentioned, and visit her family, or takes a little vacation here and there.
Get away from you.
To get away from me. And I got her this incredible travel bag. Well, you could stay home. You could just go across the street, but you can put all kinds of things in this. It's a fine quality piece of merchandise. I got one of those. Also, I got for her, and this is the main thing here, these incredible T-shirts. They've got the most comfortable. I have a lot of T-shirts in my closet, Brian, that I've had for years, and I've washed a million times, and I've just got them to the point where they're nice and comfy. But they've also, because they're so old, they've got various holes and rips and stains and tears and shreds and knife wounds.
Wounds?
Well, just a few, but thankfully not in any sensitive areas. And so they don't look good to wear out. So what I'm trying to find is a soft T-shirt that feels like I've washed it a million times, but it still looks new and is brightly colored and has no blemishes or defects. And that's what they're doing here. I got a T-shirt for Stacy, a Grateful Dead T-shirt, poster at the Oakland Coliseum. She's actually been there to see the Grateful Dead. So that was a little piece of home. And then I, for myself, because, I told you it was cold this morning, and I'm thinking about, since I lost all the fat, I get cold in the wintertime. And so I got this beautiful fleece. I don't know if you'd call it a sweatshirt or a long sleeve T-shirt, but it's fleece and it's soft and it feels like duck feathers and little baby chicks' butts all over my body. All over my body. I just put it on and instantly I just aroused myself because it's so soft and they fit perfect. Even I have to tuck a few of my folds in various places, but that's with all clothing, frankly. So, they've even got sizes like Marge. You know what Marge is, don't you, in a sizing a situation?
I've never heard of that, no.
Marge is in between medium and large. So everybody can get the perfect fit.
What's between large and extra large?
Zarge. See?
You got me.
Got you there. But again, Marine Layer, they've got the t-shirts that feel so good and they fit perfect and they're unisex too. If you wear these, you can have sex with anybody and it's still morally all right.
No, that's not what that means. Unisex means you have sex on a unicycle.
Oh, I'm sorry, then never mind. And it goes way beyond t-shirts because they got the overshirts. I guess it's like an overlord shirt. Overshirts, the pay, you wear them over other shirts, possibly. I don't wear but one layer because I am a free perspirer. But nevertheless, they got pants, they got jackets, they've got all kinds of stuff. And when you want to get rid, this is fascinating to me. When you want to get rid of your old t-shirts, they'll literally pay you for them with their T-Respun program.
Huh.
And you got to find out more about that. And since I have boxes and boxes of t-shirts in the attic, I'm afraid I may be about to retire off these son of a bitches. Anyway.
Wait, they'll buy your old t-shirts off you, not just like their brand of t-shirt?
No,
t-shirt?
that's well, if you want to get rid of your old tees, it says right here. We need to find out more about that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because I'm telling you, I'll go to the landfill and find some old t-shirts. But nevertheless, if you think the perfect t-shirt can be hard to find, look no further than Marine Layer. And right now, try them out. Go to marinelayer.com and look at all the fine clothing and accessories that they've got available and make your own decisions. But I'm sure you'll agree with us that you can get 15% off with the code JCE15 at marinelayer.com. So you're not even looking at the retail price. You're looking at 15% off your entire order, not just one or two things. Get everything. If you can get everything on their roster and get 15% off, you would save dozens of dollars. Marinelayer.com. The code is JCE15, 15% off your entire order at marinelayer.com. They're saving your closet one shirt at a time. Yeah, they don't know what I've got in my closet.
Once again, Marine Layer. What's the promo code, Jim?
JCE15.